All right, so we're going to start off with something that, this is one of Kathy's favorite poems, and many of you know it, and I don't care. That's the story. That's what happened. And that's the poem about my Aunt Flo and my Uncle Nick, who lived in Rockaway Beach in New York, and Aunt Flo and Uncle Nick were out on the balcony on the 9th floor overlooking the ocean, and they were doing what the Irish do when they're having fun. They were talking about death. And my Aunt Flo, we had, the family, my family had an occasional drink, like 5 o'clock was an occasion, 5:15 was another occasion, and then, lots of other times on the clock of life. So anyway, Aunt Flo is explaining to Uncle Nick what she liked to have happen when she died. And this is called Keepsake. After a few old fashions, Aunt Flo said that when I die, I want my ashes scattered across the Rockaway Beach sky, so that every time Uncle Nick goes out on the balcony and the wind blows in from the sea, leaving something caught in his eye, the good old SOB couldn't be helped but be moved to thinking that it just might be me. All right, now, another poem that, I'm going to start out with these, then I'm going to read you about the Holocaust, okay? Because what else should you do? Anyway, this is a poem that a long time ago, but it's still true today, amazing as it seems. I was reading the paper one day, when I lived in Winston-Salem, in a whole other life. We have many different other lives. Okay, so I saw that this guy I knew had died, and looked what his birthday was and everything, and then I read his horoscope. He was okay. So anyway, this is a poem about that. It's called "The Local Virgo Makes the Paper." On page 14, your body is pending the completion of arrangements. But on page 26, right next to the comics, the stars still insist on saying that you tend to gain now from a situation not entirely of your own making. So be ready to share in the benefits that pop up by believing that the best is always yet to come. So this is a letter I got from another student. Rilke has those great big letters from a young poet, letters to a young poet, and this is a letter from a young poet. And it says, "Dear Mr. Chuck Sullivan, my mom accidentally threw my poetry away on Monday. She was just cleaning up after me like she always does," her boyfriend said. "My name is Amanda Hightower. I was in Miss Corley's 5th grade when you showed up last year. Do you remember me? I remember you. I remember giving you copies of my poems. Have you kept my poet's kingdom? Have you saved my ladder to the moon? I miss them. I need them. We're not doing poetry at all this year. I would be very happy if you would be kind enough to send me copies of The Kingdom and the Ladder that you said you loved. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, your old poetry student, Amanda Hightower." Okay. We're just going to try to knock out a couple of other ones. You've been wonderful, and I really appreciate it. All of you who, many of you here, I have known since the time before time began, and even the tempore, and it's still good, and you've been wonderful, and it's just a pleasure to do. It's hard for me to get over the stage at your house, Not that I couldn't do it. But, yeah,
You have before.
yeah, I could. Okay. Oh, well, all right, we'll do something funny to get this one. All right, this is another poem about kind of those unusual things, yeah, the observational things, you know. Years ago in Winston-Salem, when we all lived in, well, not all of us, but many of us lived in Winston-Salem, I was going to school at Bishop McGinnis, and I drove past, there was like, you know, the Vinnie Frederick Dance Studio, and then back in the day, there was like the French adult bookstore, you know, and it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm driving past there, and I see this guy bounding down the steps at the French adult bookstore with a little brown paper bag under his arm, you know, kind of, hey, you know, got something I need. And then he goes and gets in the van, and it's the Sunbeam bread man. Jesus, what can you believe in anymore? You know, I mean, it's awfully early for this. You know, so, and you all know the little logo. Anyway, this is called "Early This Bright Morning I Saw a Sunbeam." Early this bright morning, I saw a sunbeam bread man rise out of the dirty oven-white door of the French adult bookstore on Hawthorne Road and hustle to his yellow truck, a plain brown paper bag tucked under his arm. And when he cranked it up and pulled away, I watched how on the back of the van, above the motto, "Baked while you sleep," the angel blonde, apple cheek trademark face of the little girl just grew smaller and smaller as he sped down the street, and they both disappeared, catching the light as it changed at the corner. Okay. And again, wow, true story. Holy God. Okay. All right. This is my next to last Christmas poem. You know, I just love Christmas poems, y'all.
Yeah.
This is, you know, like in Matthew's Gospel 2:13, it says, "And when the astrologers departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeareth to Joseph in a dream." So the Magi, you know, astrologers. So I thought maybe I would do their horoscope. This is called Charting the Magi. Long-distance communication relates to travel. In the dead of winter, a cold coming you will have of it. Yet, if you journey ready for surprise, you will warm to the task. All the while you make headway in breathing life into projects thought to have wholly given up the ghost. Beware of ungracious puppet who divines to undermine your entire journey. Remember, no pain, no gain in the pilgrim's game. At all cost, follow your star. It will be the tricky light of a lucky streak. Cycle moves up. Promise thought broken will be fulfilled during early morning hours. Focus on ever new enthusiasm, begotten not made, born of a Capricorn infant, possessed of infinite means. Your hearts will have the reason to celebrate that reason knows nothing of. Gifts given become gift received, adding nothing short of wonder to the royal apparel of your souls. Trust in the spell of communion cast in the angel's dream, and depart to your own country by another way. All things considered, hunch pays off, judgment proves accurate, if you believe in such things.